longer we published with Bleak House, the more I felt we were trapped by the name. I would have people approach me and say, hey, yeah, you guys are from Bleak House. You guys are the ones who do those gory, violent books. And it was clear that they had never actually read anything that we had published, because we had always tended to stay away from things that were overtly gory or bloody. That's not what we were doing. There was more of a literary sensibility that seemed to be missing almost because of the name. And I think that with Tyrus Books, we are allowing ourselves to continue to do the same kinds of things that we did before, but also keeping an eye on the future and growing perhaps into nonfiction or fiction that strays more from our crime roots. And I want to have that open field. I want to be able to find projects that move us emotionally and with the craft of writing, that speak to the larger human condition.
So why Tyrus Books?
Tyrus Books comes from my love of baseball, which may actually be selfish of me to take over the naming of a company based on my love of baseball, but it's rooted in my love for Ty Cobb, who I believe is one of the best baseball players of all time. And Cobb had a very checkered history. He was, by all accounts, a malcontent. He had a lot of faults if viewed through today's lens, and I readily acknowledge that. But what I admire about Cobb was his determination to succeed and his inability to accept failure. Cobb's most driving force, perhaps, was that he came from a family of lawyers and doctors and highly esteemed members of the community. And his father wanted him to be a doctor or a lawyer or a professor, but Cobb was more interested in playing baseball. And at the time, baseball was not what we see it as today. It was not something to aspire to. It was a game for hooligans and ruffians, and it was a tough way to live, let alone make a living. And there was quite an argument between Cobb and his father, with his father finally relenting and saying, here's $200, do not come home a failure. So Cobb goes off to the minor leagues in the South and plays and plays and plays and builds up his reputation to the point where he's getting attention from important people. And then he gets a telegram from home, Royston, Georgia, saying that his mother has shot his father to death. And the story is very complicated on what the intentions were, and was it homicide, or she reportedly thought that her husband was a prowler. The long and short of it is, Cobb's father never saw him succeed. It was only weeks later that the Detroit Tigers would send him an offer to play professional ball. So Cobb said that he always played with the ghost of his father on his heels, and he could never get validation from the one person that mattered. And so he just kept trying to be better and better and better and would not accept failure. His father named him after the Lebanese city of Tyre that refused to surrender to Alexander the Great. And in a pretentious literary way, I look at what Allison and I are doing as refusing to surrender in the face of Alexander the Great. People say that the book is dead, or that no one is interested in reading, and literacy rates are maybe dropping. But we're planting our flag in the sand and saying, no, we're going to stand here and fight.